welcome to our next science fun assembly. This is one that you could try at home. Just make sure you are near a sink in case there's an accident. And this is what you'll need. You'll need a bowl of water. I've just put some colouring in mine so you can see it a bit more clearly. You will need a glass, some kitchen paper, or just ordinary scrap paper would do, and a piece of card or a coaster. It doesn't matter which. So we've got two experiments to have a go at today. First of all, we'll do this one. We need to take our glass and the paper and scrunch the paper up nice and tightly into a ball and put it into the glass. Now, we are going to put the glass into the bowl and see what happens. So, I shall turn my glass upside down and pop it straight into the bowl of water. Down we go. So what do you think is happening? What's happening to the paper? Well, it's gone right down in the bowl. Do you think the water will be making the paper wet? Let's have a see what's happened. I'll take my glass out and the paper, and you can see paper is completely dry. Were you surprised? Did you think that the paper would get wet? After all, the glass was under the water, wasn't it? That's the first experiment. We'll try the next one. For the next experiment, we need to put water in the glass. It can be a bit fuller than that if you like. Doesn't really matter how much water. And then we will cover the glass with, let's try the coaster first. Okay, so I've covered the coaster. Now, this is the tricky part. You have to tip it over quite quickly. So now my coaster is on the bottom. And now I'm going to let go of the coaster. This is where you need to be over the sink. What do you think will happen? Oh, the coaster has stuck onto the bottom. I wonder why that could be. I'll make it disappear. That was interesting. Let's try it with a piece of cardboard. This is just some cereal packet. Let's do that again with water in the glass. Pop the cardboard over. Tip it over nice and quickly. Hold it for a second or two. Now I shall let go. Again, it's staying there on its own. Wow! And I'll make it disappear now. Wonder what's going on. Let's see if we can understand the experiment. Well, when we put the glass inside the bowl, the glass appears to be empty, and it is empty until we put the piece of paper inside. But the glass also has air in it. Can't see the air, can you? But it's there. So when we put it into the bowl of water, the air stays in there. And because of the air pressure, it won't allow the water to come up. So we have air pressure in there. And that protects the paper from the water. So the water can't get up here because the air inside the glass is keeping it protected. That's the reason for our first experiment. It's very similar for the next one. We had the glass of water and the coaster, or the piece of cardboard. And again, we have pressure. When I tip it upside down, I'll just put my bowl underneath. When I tip it upside down, we have pressure on the glass, but also pressure holding the coaster on the bottom. So there's pressure underneath and above. And the pressure inside and outside is the same. And so until I release the coaster, it will stay there. And it looks like magic, but it isn't really. It's the air pressure holding it still. In the experiments, the air pressure was a kind of a protection. The air pressure protected the paper from getting wet inside the glass. The air pressure also stopped the card or the coaster falling off the glass. And Christians believe that God is a protector. It doesn't mean we'll never get into difficulties, and it doesn't mean that bad things won't happen. But it does mean that we believe that God can always be with us to help us in the most difficult situation. Here's an example from the Bible.
Slapstick theater. Peter escapes from prison. This is Peter, who was one of Jesus' disciples.
Yep.
Peter told people about Jesus. There was a king named Herod who tried to stop anyone who tried to tell others about Jesus. He arrested Peter and took him to jail to be executed. While Peter was in prison, the people of the church prayed for him. The night before Peter was supposed to go to trial, he was sleeping. Suddenly, an angel of the Lord stood before him. The angel woke Peter up and said, "Quick, get up." The chains fell off Peter's wrists.
Whoa!
Then the angel told him to get up and get ready to go and to follow him. So Peter left the cell, but all the time he thought was happening wasn't real and that it was just a vision. They passed by the guards, and when they came to the iron gate, it opened for them on its own.
Wow! Awesome!
They were walking through the street when the angel suddenly left him.
Wait, what did happen?
Peter finally realized that this was all really happening and that God had sent an angel to save him from what King Herod and the Jewish leaders had planned to do to him.
Wow!
He went to the home of Mary, where many believers were together praying. When Peter knocked at the door, a servant girl came to answer.
Hey, let me in! Peter!
When she realized it was Peter, she was so excited that she ran inside to tell people instead of letting Peter in.
I'm sure I heard. It's Peter!
The people inside thought the girl was wrong and said, "It must be Peter's angel." But Peter kept knocking. When the people finally opened the door, they were amazed. Peter told them about what happened and all about how God sent an angel to rescue him from prison.
Here's a verse from the Bible about God's protection. "Do not be afraid, I am with you. I am your God. Let nothing terrify you. I will make you strong and help you. I will protect you." Let's finish with a prayer. Dear God, we do pray that you will help each one of us when we're feeling scared or upset or worried. Thank you that you promise to be with us and help us. Doesn't mean we'll always get out of difficult situations, but we can know that you are there. So help us to feel reassured and confident. Help us to cope with difficult situations, knowing that you are our friend. Amen.